Hello Aquarius, and welcome to happy birthday, happy solar return. May you receive all the beautiful light and happiness and insight that you need for your better path. So I meditated on your energy, and welcome to your February 2023 reading. So meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk to you about. The first card that came out is you, King of Swords. So we're talking right away about your mindset, about your beliefs, about your truth, okay? After that, we have the Pope in reverse with the Three of Pentacles. So right away, we know the Three of Pentacles is what you want to build, that is aligned with your aspiration, that you're going to put your wit and your willpower, your visualization to it in order to actually carve it in the Pentacle world, in the reality. But with the Pope in reverse, this is like, well, for some of you, it has to do with government and institution and being blocked that way. But we understand that it all comes from the mindset and the belief. For others of you, it's more of the spiritual aspect of the Pope. And he's the counterpart of the High Priestess. So he's the masculine that can actually apply the spiritual understanding that we have from our High Priestess. He understands as above, so below. He does the mudra with his fingers. He's got the keys of the paths to open and to close. So it's our moral integrity and it's our capacity to put in this reality what we understand spiritually. Okay, so here it's almost like there's, from what I understand spiritually of how the world, I feel it, I understand it within myself, but I don't know how to bring it here, build it here so that it resembles my soul, myself, whether it is in career, associations, whatever. Okay, and then we have, at the end of the month, we have the Tower with the Seven of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. Now, when we have the Tower associated with two cards that are usually troublesome, that means that lightning of the divine comes to crumble these things, okay? So it's going to come and crumble illusions, projections of, our wounded selves, and at the same time, our... this is when our insight is not grounded, okay? It's just projected out there. Four of Pentacles, there's fear. I don't dare putting myself out there or even starting to build because my insight is all over the place. I can imagine building, let's say, a castle in Spain, but 5 minutes later, I imagine that it all crumbles, that I will not be, maybe supported or backed up, I don't have what it takes, or all the things that are part of the old wounds in your waters, that as soon as vibration comes in, it shows it to you, okay? So, things I hold on to, or that I had illusions on, but I was holding on to it in the positive and the negative. They're both not beneficial for you, okay? You could have been holding on to the potential of something or somebody, and that potential is just a potential. It's not really there. Or holding on to old wounds that overlapped in front of potentials that are really there and that you could build on. So you see how that Tower is going to be a good release. Under the King of Swords, we have the Four of Cups. Four of Wands with the Two of Cups in reverse. So that tells me that there is something that's going to come out. Okay, the Four of Wands is when everything is on the surface. I'm celebrating. There's my choice to be happy. Here I can see it on the other side of that threshold. I just need to cross this canopy. And on the other side, there are people cheering me on with, cups and flowers in their hands and so on. And here I have a Two of Cups in reverse. So this is really, you're kind of at a point where there are people, Two of Cups in reverse. This is when there's misconnections. This person is not vibrating with me. This mirror is not vibrating with me anymore because I don't want to, maybe I don't want to suffer anymore. Or they're vibrating a part of me that I am ready now to leave behind. The Four of Wands is often associated with 1111 also, okay? Because you have like these two wands like this. We'll see. Under our Pope in reverse with the Three of Pentacles, it came out like that, so I left it like that. That tells me some of you are in here, some of you are in here, but it's the process here that the hangman is trying to make you see from a different angle, okay? It's not because you didn't experiment it that it doesn't exist. If you reduce what is possible for you to create from what you've already known, been there, done that, experimented, then it will remain only that. So, and that is done for you. So I think for some of you, the things that did not, you feel it doesn't suit my soul. It doesn't, whether somebody, something, a situation or whatever, it doesn't fit with me. And you're Aquarius. It's important that you're always aligned with your true self and not with your personality, personal reality based on your experiences. That's when you're the most exalted. So here I think you are noticing misconnections. Okay, that does, or I don't want this to fit with me anymore. So under the Tower, what it provokes, yes, it's going to bring down the Seven of Cups. We're happy. The Four of Pentacles, we're happy about that. And it is giving us the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So it's going to bring you to, you know what? I'm not remaining in this prison anymore. This is an emotional prison. This is taking what I've lived in the past and putting it in front of me. I'm actually gonna go for that cup within myself. I'm gonna use my wand. I'm gonna use my willpower. I'm gonna ground myself in my cape in a passionate way. So not in a disabused way, like, I don't see what's out there that could exist and that could, bring me any pleasure or happiness or whatever. Not in that way. That's the Four of Cups. Eight of Cups, it's out there. I don't know what it is, but I'm making this decision. It is my will to go and get it. And that will actually bring your pentacle, your reality, your worth, your plans forward. Okay? Bottom of the deck, I have the Four of Swords. So it's kind of the process, or maybe the finishing process of a healing. Okay? When we heal, at one point, we understand, we've went through all of the whys and all of that. And yes, I went through this and I went through that. We go through our emotions, our anger, our sadnesses. We kind of, look in it, bathe in it, and all of that. And at one point, it's always the decision of, is this me? Or is this something I've experienced? So at one point, I have to leave it and not be in it anymore. And that's going to be the end of the Four of Swords. I've survived it. It's done. Like this guy that went to the Crusades. And when we would leave for the Crusades, they would actually build our tomb when we would leave because they weren't really expecting us to come back. But anyway, when you did come back, you would lay on your coffin in a kind of reflective way, spiritual reflective way, passing, your 3 swords on the wall, all of the heartaches, the difficulties, the beliefs and the things like that came through your war, your personal war, okay? But then you have that new sword of your new truth, throat chakra, of who you are, I am, from which you're going to build your next reality. And so you laid there for a while, but at one point you had to just get out of there, leave the mausoleum, and go back to living something else, something new. So it's that process for you, Aquarius. Now let's clarify this. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Aquarius for February 2023. All right, let's see. Aquarius. And when we're ready to really finish a cycle and let go of the old water baggage, not so that it doesn't influence us into how we project what is possible for us anymore. Just before we just have that in comfort and a huge clarity on what, no, that's not me anymore. I'm not enjoying this. I don't feel connected. This is not me anymore. And I think a lot of you are kind of going through this, and on top of it, it's your solar return. So there's naturally a little revision of our life, of where we are at this point, and so on. And I think you're going to notice, I'm not there anymore. This is not what I want to, but how do I do it? And so this is the process this month. So let's look at your King of Swords, Aquarius. King of Swords for Aquarius. Okay. All right. So the King of Swords does not know where to go. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles that is right here in the bottom. Here, it's, upside down. So he's already slow to begin with. But that means that your growth, okay, your progress is on a halt. We have the Hangman to tell us so, but physically you feel it also, that you haven't been growing for a while. And your King of Wands, which is the masculine part of your willpower, the one that would be like, yes, this is where we're going, this is what we're doing, is in reverse also. So that means it's not working for you. Okay, so maybe you feel, where's my passion, where's my direction? I can't feel it. Maybe I've put my energy and all of that in other people's willpower and things like that, but not mine. It hasn't been working for me for a while. I have the Six of Pentacles. It's upright, like your King of Swords. So that means what I understand, and you understand it clearly at the beginning of the month, is the balance of things. And maybe that's why you're seeing connections that they're not balanced. Because now I understand balanced. So I look at you and I look at you and I'm seeing this is not balanced. King of Wands in reverse, sometimes there's like a narcissist or more like the will of power of the others is not balanced with ours. It is not fair. And with the Four of Wands, because you have this consciousness, you have the choice in front of you to cross that canopy and arrive with people that will actually celebrate life with you. How do I cross this? So let's clarify your Pope and let's clarify the Four of Wands right away. Ooh, okay. I have the... Okay. There it is. We're saying how it wasn't balanced and what makes it not balanced, what makes it that your Knight of Pentacles is not moving forward. Look at all these pentacles. That means you're feeling it in your concrete reality here. So I understand maybe theoretically, in the etheric matter with my King of Swords, what balance is all about. But within myself, what I experience, it's the leftover of a Five of Pentacles. Before I was really like this. And of course, being like this, I attracted people like that. Yes, I don't mind you sacrificing for my wants and needs. And so my own worth and value is not at its best. I actually learned to do that in order to survive. That was my way to make sure that I wouldn't be abandoned. Okay? So, it's like this. Okay? So that means that the choice you're having is to actually, it's all in reverse. So that means this is not quite to its full potential. Some like this is just unattainable right now. You can't see it. In the hand of God, you can perceive it. But when it's in reverse, it's on hold. You can't either see it, you understand it, but you don't have access to it because you have to cross this threshold. And since it's wands, it's actually part of your willpower to push yourself on the other side. Two of Cups in reverse. So for some of you, Aquarius, you might finish some old friendships, associations, mirrors in your life that you're like, okay, no more. You're nice, you're good, but I'm gonna start first of all address who I am really, so that becomes my new mirrors in my life. But there's a big realization of what does not fit anymore. Okay? And so I have the Eight of Pentacles and Strength in reverse. So you're starting the month with the understanding, but I think you really have a big questioning of, but how do I do it? It's like, I know it doesn't fit anymore, but what else? How do I get rid of that? How do I move past that? Because right now, your baggage, your reactions, your memories of what you've went through that created that are stronger than your higher self that could whisper to you how to do it. Your High Priestess. Okay? Let's look at that Pope in reverse with the Three of Pentacles. Ooh, are you... okay. So we have the Hermit, which is a very good... all right. And who are you? Okay. So here we have the Four of Wands again with our Empress, our feminine. Okay? So, of course, that means it's all based on your connection with the divine, your unconditional love and abundance within yourself. It's connected to that, okay? Venus, it's connected to your Venus. And here, moon in reverse, so that means that what is actually coming up to the surface. And we have two things that come up to the surface. So during the month, it's going to be more and more obvious here. And it is my Three of Swords that created so much anxiety. Now I see it, and I see it clearly, okay? The moon is in reverse. That means that it's not just in my subconscious now, it's actually coming out. So, and I have the Hermit. So this month, Aquarius, you're going to be walking and seeing in your daily life the effects of this, okay? Let's look at, all right. So we have our Pope in reverse. There's a bunch of cards here, but I'm going to take the first one, which is the Ten of Swords in reverse and the Seven of Wands in reverse. So that tells me that the first reaction you had with our Pope, noticing that mirror, would have been I'm trying to impose boundaries here. I'm noticing that things are not fair with you, XY, okay, whoever it is, or a situation, or just my dynamic at work, but things are unfair, or in my family. And I'm going to try and put boundaries. That's the Seven of Wands. It is a reaction, okay? People are imposing their wills or their opinions or whatever, their fire on me, and I can't take it anymore. Okay, so it's a survival. I'm pushing back these things. Okay, and if you notice, he's got one shoe and one boot. That's why it's a reaction. It's not something that is sustainable. He didn't even have time to put the right shoes on. It's just a reaction, a survival reaction. And so the moment that then our worth and value is completely integrated in the Six of Pentacles, in that, her, do you think she gets, taken advantage of? No, because she loves herself unconditionally. She doesn't need to sacrifice in order to be loved. She didn't learn these things. But you have to unlearn it. That means you need to look at all of this from a different angle. That's where the Hangman is there. Because I'm going to see how I'm trying to do this, but I'm going to release that because I'm completely conscious. And with the Ten of Swords, this is like I'm conscious of it and I'm releasing it at the same time. That's why we have the world right away under. Okay? It's like the moment that this becomes clear to you, it's the end of that dynamic, of that, and of the universe mirroring for you the dynamic that you have within yourself. It's the end of that, what I think my worth is, and how I have learned to interact with others in that way. Let's look at, ooh, that was quick. Okay. The world, it's with the Six of Cups and the Nine of Cups. So, see how it's taking care of your emotions. It's really, so that tells me that this is something that started when you were a kid, okay? Where you would have been supposed to learn unconditional love. Not deserving love, okay? I gotta make sure that I deserve it. And at one point, when we're receiving our worth or value, there's always that little imposter syndrome behind our head because we feel the need that we have to give a lot more in order to justify what we receive. All of this, this month, you have the capacity to be conscious about it and finish it. Okay? And it's kind of going to heal, it's going to go through the waters after. And we're going to enter Pisces after. So probably here the understanding of emotional fulfillment, high vibrations is going to be supported next month for you in the Pisces season. And here I have the Lovers, okay? Because in a way, you're going to start listening to your divine feminine. And when I say that, I mean your inner divine feminine. Whether you are a woman or a man, same thing, okay? It's your right brain. So it's the part that is connected to your pineal gland. Look how she's looking at her pineal gland, at her angel, at the interface between the divine and us. And him is looking at her to know what to do. So our right brain is connected to higher than us, and like our spirit, the spark of the divine within us, her. And then our masculine, our rational side is going to make sense of this and make the decisions and the strategies to actually act upon it in this three-dimensional world. Let's look at the Tower. So at the end of the month, this Tower might be a kind of, it's going to make it so obvious. Here I stop on the sun. It's going to make it so obvious that, you know, once you see, you cannot unsee. It's going to, yeah. You're going to end things. You're going to bring back the sun in your life. And you're going to come back from war. It's done. 6 of Wands. I don't have to prove myself anymore. I'm not conflicted anymore. I understand the lesson. That's it. This is what your Tower is bringing you. I'm not projecting my wounds anymore, or my fears, or whatever it is. I'm letting all of this die. And you know, the 7 of Cups is Venus in Scorpio. When Scorpio did not finish dying, letting die or killing old wounds, and he's kind of keeping them, our Scorpio within ourselves, keeping them to go revisit and go revisit. And who's Venus? It's her. So there we go. So after that, you're like, I'm going for my happiness. 8 of Cups. I'm really leaving all of that. That is what gives you the courage to leave all of that behind. You're leaving it. You're not in your emotional prison anymore. This was to clarify this. Look at that beautiful feminine in charge of your emotional baggage, of how much you let in and what you flush out. It's all your Queen of Cups, sacral chakra, your intuition. It says yes inside, and it's obvious. So I'm not lost in my head. I'm feeling it clearly now. And then the Knight of Pentacles is upright. So there you are, continuing your growth. Here I have the Fool. You're gaining faith again, okay? And bottom of the deck for all of this is the 7 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. So this month you're going to become very conscious of the healing, of how you've sabotaged yourself, how you gave away your power, how certain beliefs that you pulled out from your experiences that are still imprinted in your water, in your cells, in your memory. Water is memory, memory of the emotions you had during certain events, would actually make you feel like I have no other choice. These things are life. I have no power over this. This is, and that's why maybe I would fold and just live the situations instead of being in charge of them. Where did I lose my power? Now I see, and I'm going to heal from it. So, Aquarius, this is beautiful. I would say, on the quest to happiness. I'm going to call it like that. Because you have this big realization, but at the end, it's so that you can choose your happiness. Okay? So, happy birthday again. Thank you for watching, sharing, commenting, and please subscribe to help grow the channel. This is a long reading, but it's your birthday, so happy birthday. If you want a private reading, there's a website below. You book on it, you have the information, everything is there. And the booking schedule is just 3 weeks in advance. So you're not gonna arrive there and it's 6 months booked. Every day there's a new day opening up. So on this, my beautiful Aquariuses, thank you for everything. I send you my love and light, and see you next month. Bye-bye.